We are looking at your Dynasty football trades on today's video.
As always.
All these trades that we're going to be looking at have been submitted in our Discord. So if you'd like to join our Discord, use the link in the description.
Come on.
Anytime a screenshot of a trade is entered, we consider it for this video series. We're going to go through these trades, say how we feel, and then you guys comment down below. Why don't you let us know what trades you've made recently and how you feel about some of the players that we talk about.
Yep.
Drop a like, subscribe if you like Dynasty content. Okay, the first one is from Hanif the Man. It looks like Drizzy Drake London goes for the 111. I mean,
Drizzy.
Do we need to talk about this as Drizzy Drake?
Yeah, it's Drizzy Drake, no doubt about it. Come on.
I don't understand how that discount is even possible at this point.
Low. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an easy Drizzy Drake. Basie Crown says Delta League. So yeah, this is a trade that went down in one of our follower leagues.
That's right.
And it was an absolute monster of a trade. Multiple superstars traded. The 101 traded, which is including Breece Hall. Lamar Jackson was moved. Where do you kind of sit on this trade? I have a very specific opinion, but where do you sit on it?
I truly believe it is kind of fair, in my opinion. I do believe it leans more, in my opinion, to the Billy side just a little bit, because you're getting Lamar Jackson, you're getting Breece Hall, you know, you're still getting somewhat a formidable running back in Rashad White, you know, somebody that could potentially still contribute. And then Amari Cooper, a guy that I think we can say we both believe in. I think I'd rather have the youth on Casey's team, personally, in the wide receiver room, and the 101, which is going to be Breece. I mean, Bijan, excuse me. But I think Billy takes it just because of Lamar, personally.
Yeah.
Especially, we know that it's super flex. You know, we know that this league is super flex specifically.
Yeah.
I think it just makes a lot of sense.
In a super flex format, I can see the validity in getting Lamar Jackson there, but I just think we gave up too much youth. These are the pillars I want to build around personally. I'm taking the Casey side.
That's fair.
I can't explain how much belief I have in Bijan Robinson. Like, he's instant day one, the RB1 in Dynasty football, and he's going to be like the guy for quite some time, in my opinion. So to get Bijan and then two young studs who should be in everyone's top 10 Dynasty wide receiver rankings already, and Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson heading into their second season. I know you lose Lamar. I know you lose Breece, but I'm going to take the side of the youth here. And it would I can't remember if Casey had another quarterback that he could trust, but that's hard to lose Lamar. But I'm going to take the side of the youth there.
Yeah.
And if Javonte turns out to be a top 10 guy, you know, after the injury, it's just a bonus, because right now I think people are expecting top 15.
Yeah, I think one thing I would say is, like, I think Javonte Williams scares me, especially how bad that injury was. But apparently it was very similar to J.K., and we kind of see J.K. kind of coming back a little bit. Yeah, it just takes a while. But we'll see what happens. I do like Lamar and Breece and Amari. But yeah, I get what you're saying in the youth. The youth is so much right there.
And these are guys that can contribute to winning teams now already. Everyone that you traded for: Bijan, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. All right, on to the next one. Chris is doing his thing. Joe Mixon or the 112. I mean, this is an interesting one, because we've seen Sean Tucker mocked a lot to the Bengals.
Yeah.
And who knows what happens to any running back room this offseason. And the back end of the first round is where those running backs that we really like start to go off the board. Your Zach Charbonnets, your Sean Tuckers, your Zach Evans, depending on, you know, if you like Devin A-Chain that much. So I think I'm probably going with the draft pick here. I'll take the youth and just bet that there is a running back at that point I could kind of bet on long term. Not that Joe Mixon is old, because he's not. That's not what I'm saying. But
no, for sure. I definitely get what you're saying. I'm taking Joe Mixon's side. I feel really comfortable and confident. I think if we get somebody in the lower tiers, like lower tiers in my opinion, like the A-Trains, Devin Kane, and maybe like more of a third down guy role, I'm not necessarily as worried. But if I see a Sean Tucker go there, I'm a bit worried. Like, okay, what's going to happen here? You know, is he going to work? You know, get into his touches on the ground, or more just touches in the air? So I still like Joe Mixon here.
Joe Mixon is going to enter, not that he's as old as Aaron Jones, but I'm saying this time next year he'll enter that Aaron Jones era where nobody wants to trade for him. You know, it's like you're not getting anywhere near a first round anymore.
For sure.
That's just the reality of when a running back gets another year older at their age. And I really like the back end of first round. I personally think people are undervaluing that late first, early second this year in the rookie class. I think it's very valuable personally.
100%. I hear
All
you.
right, Swaggy Wales.
Swaggy Wales MC. Huh?
Someone gets Tony, someone gets the 201. I mean, I just finished talking about how much I value the early second in this year's class.
Yeah.
That could be Josh Downs. That could be Xavier Hutchinson, Rashee Rice, Zach Evans, Sean Tucker, Zach Charbonnet. I'm going to take the 201 there and bet on the rookies.
Completely agree. Take the 201. I mean, Kadarius Toney, still a young player, only 24 years old, but still hasn't had a full season yet. Maybe he has a full season next year. We'll see.
If he has a full season too, he could be incredible.
He could
in this offense. He could be truly incredible. But I'm just gonna bet on the last 2 years rather than what could be.
Exactly.
I'll take a rookie there. All right. Kyle says this trade went down in the golf league, another one of our follower leagues. So Kyler Murray, Jerry Jeudy in a first for Derek Carr, CMC in a second.
Billy always moving.
I'm pretty heavy on the Kyler Murray side here. I have no idea where Derek Carr is gonna be.
Agreed.
I'm not saying that he won't be a starter, but he's almost 32 years old. No team really wants to trade for that contract, so he's likely to be cut, and then he can sign wherever he wants. But, I mean, I'll take Kyler Murray, still only 25 years old, a young wide receiver that you and I both really like at the age of 23, and Jerry Jeudy, who had little bursts towards the end of the season last year. I'm definitely heavily on the Kyler Murray side here, personally.
Yeah, completely agree. I love Kyler Murray, love Jerry Jeudy. Giving up two older guys in Derek Carr. CMC is older, but, you know, he has a couple more years, and then maybe we can see another drop-off, kind of what we saw with the injury. But I like Kyler Murray and Jerry Jeudy here.
Yeah, he'll be 27 the next time he plays football, CMC, I believe. Sorry, as a next season, not in the playoffs.
Yeah, coming into 2023. Right.
I think his game translates really, really well
100%.
For an aging running back, so that doesn't concern me as much. And you're going to get, you know, at least 2 years of top 5 production. But again, I just feel like you could, in Superflex, I just do not want to move Kyler Murray for this at the moment.
It kind of feels like CMC got a new fantasy life, a new, like,
yes.
It just feels like fresh to where it's like, okay, we're going to see CMC again in the top 2, top 3 running back finishes at San Francisco now. So I like,
he's probably
I like
a top 3 pick in redraft leagues next year.
Probably.
I would imagine.
Probably.
All right, Speedy. Apparently this is a 211 for Elijah Mitchell. I'm gonna take the 211. I mean, we did a mock draft on the channel just recently this week, and it was really difficult to pick at the end of the second round who I wanted to select because there were so many sleeper guys I wanted on my team. So I'll take the late second, especially with CMC there. At best, Elijah Mitchell's maybe a flex at times. I don't know. I'll take the 211 and the upside in the class.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, as much as I love Elijah Mitchell, he was a guy I loved coming into this year, or 2022. But then they get CMC, so just unlucky.
Yeah, unlucky for old Elijah. Okay, shout out to Goody29.
Goody.
DJ Moore and Alexander Madison for Miles Sanders and the 202. I think when you look at this just straight up, we have no idea where Miles Sanders is going to go, and that automatically probably makes you and I lean towards DJ Moore because I think this might be a good buy low.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know if I'm wrong. Is that correct?
No, it is correct. Miles...
So let me throw a scenario out there. Okay. Let's say that 202 ends up being Josh Downs. Now what are you doing? Josh Downs and Miles Sanders,
I'm taking
or
Josh
DJ
Downs,
Moore
Miles
and
Sanders.
Alex. You're gonna do the Josh Downs side.
Yeah, every team that we see Josh Downs goes to has been the Browns. So I'm really.
And that's not a perfect science. Like
it's not. No, it's not. But I guess if we want to put a name to a team, a team, we can say Josh Downs and the Browns and Miles Sanders. I think I'll be really happy with that.
Sure. Hypothetically,
I think a lot's gonna fall on who DJ Moore quarterback is. Are the Panthers gonna step up? But I mean, we won't know who wins this trade until the NFL, after the NFL draft, I feel like.
Yeah.
And it can really go either way. But in the scenario you said, I'll take Miles Sanders in the 201.
Sure.
But what we're seeing on paper right now, I like the idea of taking DJ Moore, and having a younger wide receiver. But I think it's pretty even, I think, right now.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, DJ Moore had his little spurt at the end of the season with Sam Darnold, and that seems to be their best chance this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the Panthers go, that little run they went on was great for the team, but really hurt their ability to get a quarterback this year.
Yeah.
Now that they're 9th overall in the draft. Yeah, I'm not as high on Josh Downs as you, but I would still probably go that way. I will say we were very heavy on the anti DJ Moore last offseason this time. We were telling everyone to sell him. He was top 12 in people's rankings, and we were like, that's way too high. Now I think we could be entering a buy DJ Moore season here 100%.
Soon. I mean,
so it's interesting. It's going to be a topic of conversation this offseason.
Yeah, we can see multiple quarterbacks going. I mean, Derek Carr with DJ Moore, I'd be really happy with that. You know, there's just.
You remember when we were telling people to sell DJ Moore last offseason, and we were getting people in our Discord showing us trades where they got multiple first-round picks for DJ Moore.
Yeah, that's how crazy it was. Now he's a year older. Team hasn't gotten any better. They got rid of CMC. Who's going to be their quarterback? I mean, imagine those people now that just acquired DJ Moore and was like, they gave up 2 first.
I'm missing out on Quentin Johnson and Jahmyr Gibbs today in their drafts.
Clearly,
because I have DJ Moore. DJ Moore could be a buy low. Let's see if his value keeps plummeting. We've already done this one. Don't put your trades in there twice, y'all. But yeah, we definitely are on the Drake London side there. Shoby Cade. If I'm saying that right.
Shuby? I'm saying Shuby.
Shuby dooby doo. Christian Kirk, Jerry Jeudy, the 110 in a second for Tyler Boyd, Debo, and I mean,
yeah.
I love Debo, but no, you gotta go the Kirk side of this.
You have to. Getting the 110, Jerry Jeudy and Kirk. Debo's great, but Tyler Boyd, number 3 on the team, and what's the 307 right now? I mean, what did we see in our rookie draft lately so far?
There's potential there, but no guarantees. I mean, maybe a Deuce Vaughn at that point. It's hard to say. This feels like the price you would pay for Debo last year after that big breakout. Do you know what I mean? That's what it feels like. This is pretty easy. I would sell Debo for this in a heartbeat, and then I would try and flip probably Christian Kirk at this point.
Yeah.
The second trade that he has submitted, Travis Etienne, Michael Carter, and a second for Evans. I mean, I'm pretty heavy on the Etienne side.
Yeah, I'm with you as well. I'm not a James Conner believer. Mike Evans older. What's going to happen with TB12? It's Etienne and Michael Carter.
Yeah, Mike Evans is 29.5 now. James Conner is going to be 30 the next time, 28, my bad, the next time he plays football. And Travis Etienne on a team that is rising, and one of the running backs that I feel most comfortable with retaining their roles heading into next season. Yeah. So, Travis and I think we talked about this before, but Travis Etienne's, I think we're seeing kind of a floor season personally, because he was not involved that much at all in the air. And that's a big part of his game. He was a very good receiver out of college. I wouldn't be surprised if that part of his game grew. So you're kind of seeing like a floor season right now, I would say.
I can see a scenario where it can grow or it can be hurt because Calvin's coming now. So we'll see. Sure. We can definitely see.
I guess to my point, what I'm saying is like I view Etienne as someone who can get like 80 receptions a year.
For sure.
And he's nowhere near that right now.
For sure.
So that could grow if they want to expand the offense. We'll see.
Agreed.
Hunter Thurnd, I guess this is how you say that name.
Yeah, I'm saying
Josh Allen, Kyle Pitts
Hunter N,
in a second. For Watson, 2 firsts and a third. I don't really need to think about this. This is Josh Allen for me, even though I have been an advocate of saying to buy Deshaun Watson all offseason.
Agreed.
I think this is a pretty... I think you got to get a ridiculous haul to move the quarterback 1 and tight end 1 in Dynasty. I mean, still my tight end 1, Kyle Pitts in Dynasty.
I like this. I like this move. I really do. I mean, Josh Allen, you get the in my QB1, and then you get the tight end 1 or 2, depending on how you see these running backs or these tight ends. So I think it works out tremendously.
And these are the type of deals where even if you got Josh Allen alone, that would feel more even. Even if it was just Josh Allen for Deshaun Watson and 2 firsts, that feels a little more even. But you're adding in Kyle Pitts there as well. And you get a second. I don't understand how the seconds and thirds were even added in here.
Yeah.
Like, what was the thought process to be like, let's try and even this up even more? Yeah, we absolutely believe that Deshaun Watson can recover his form. Huge contract, the largest in NFL history. I still believe that he's going to be just fine. But the deals we see for Allen and Pitts, you need incredible, ridiculous type returns where you look at the trade and you're like, how do you not accept that? You know,
Yeah.
and that's not what I see here personally.
Yeah, agreed.
All right.
Where
12
are
team
we?
Superflex had Zach Wilson and Trey Lance as quarterbacks, so I made some moves. Quarterback situation will be solved. We'll have my choice of CJ or Bryce at the 102. Because 102 hates the quarterback this class. Quarterbacks in this class. Okay.
What? Okay.
So he's saying whoever has a 102 won't take a quarterback. So it'll either be CJ or Bryce for him.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's the guy that's acquiring Brees Hall.
I think it's the guy who's acquiring. I see it the other way. The guy who's acquiring Russell Wilson, because he just talked about how he has a 103.
Okay. Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm looking at this trade. Okay, so he doesn't like it.
I'm taking the Russ side personally.
Yeah, I like the Russ. I was gonna say I like the Russ side too, and it's still confusing to me. But I think regardless, without the context, I'm taking the Russ side. You get the quarterback, you get the 103. You get rid of Brees, who's injured right now. I'm not saying he's not going to come back and bounce back.
I don't want to get rid of Brees, but
yeah, but that could be Jahmyr Gibbs, and I know he doesn't want the quarterbacks hypothetically. If this is the team that gets it, you can get the quarterback. You can get a wide receiver that can be Jackson Smith at the end of the second. You know, whatever the case may be. I definitely lean on the Russell Wilson side as well.
Yeah, I don't think we should talk about Brees as like someone that you get him off your roster because he's still like a top 3 dynasty running back.
For sure.
But this is a little bit too high of a price to pay, in my opinion. And what he's referring to is he likes Russ, but he's saying he's going to draft either CJ or Bryce at the 103. He knows for sure. So I like that value in that deal. The next deal, wow, okay, Lamar Jackson, DJ Moore. We sent the 101, the 109, the 301, the 209, and Romeo Dobbs. This is an interesting one. I mean, you think about the 101. That's Bijan, right? Where do you draft Bijan in a dynasty startup draft? I personally think he's late first in Superflex, early second. That's where I think he will go. So you would draft Lamar Jackson before that in a Superflex startup draft.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think we said that in our live stream as well. I was like, I think we would draft technically him before that as well. So it's interesting.
I think DJ Moore is the part where it's a little bit confusing. But also, this looks like a 3-way trade. We can't even see the other part of this deal, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me see if there's another screenshot potentially.
But
no, there isn't.
I'll just grade like the top one. I think Lamar Jackson, the 101, is pretty close in value. But you would obviously lean Lamar Jackson there. Maybe the 209, Romeo Dobbs, and 301 kind of get you there. I'm just not sure that DJ Moore is worth the 109.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I don't think he's worth the 109, and I think that's where it kind of gives it up just a little bit.
I'm gonna go Lamar here, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, it is close. It is close. Damn, 101, 109. If that 209 was higher, like a 202. Whoa, that would be nice. But yeah, I'll go Lamar with you as well, because I just think that second is just a little bit too late.
Yeah,
in my opinion. It's
a confusing trade as well because we didn't get to see all of it. This is a 10-man super flex. I got the 102, 205. I also own the 101. He gets the 106 with Javonte. I have Kenny Pickett as my quarterback. Okay, so
both quarterbacks, or is Bijan?
It is super flex, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the 102 and the 205. He gets the 101. So you gave him Javonte Williams in the 101.
Essentially.
No. He gets Javonte Williams and the 106. My bad. He gets Javonte Williams and the 106.
Okay, Javonte and then the 102
and the 205.
And the 205.
That's it. That's interesting because at the 102 you can definitely go Gibbs if you want to. That's a pretty even trade there.
I think for me in a scenario like this, if this is because this is super flex and he is okay with quarterbacks, I still don't believe I'm going to take Gibbs over CJ or Bryce. I just can't see that.
Sure.
I think
maybe you can trade back.
I think I would rather trade back, or I would rather acquire CJ or Bryce, in my opinion, who is clearly overall better prospect than Kenny, and maybe sell Kenny. You know, like that's what I would have done in that scenario.
Depends on what you can get for him. I don't think his value is.
It's not low or it's not
really
bad.
Sell high.
I just think maybe you can trade for a lower running back. I don't know. What can you get for Kenny in a scenario like that, you know? So I
That's
just
tough. I think this is going to depend on how Javonte Williams recovers. Because if Javonte Williams becomes a top 12 dynasty asset again, which some already think he is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then why wouldn't you go Javonte in the 106? Because then you can maybe get JSN at the 106.
You could.
That's an interesting one. He says, this is why I only have one quarterback. It looks like he sent away Dak Prescott for Gabe. Okay, I'm not a big fan of this trade. I've never been really a Gabe Davis guy. In fact, I've had a lot of disagreements with people on our streams all offseason about Gabe Davis's value. I thought it was always a little bit too high. I would rather take Dak Prescott here. I have no idea where that 24 first is, but I don't know. I'd rather take Dak unless that's like a top 5 24 first.
Once again, so you trade away. He doesn't have another quarterback. He's saying, "Oh, maybe should I get like?" So you don't have another quarterback. You gave away another running back. I'm pretty sure you might have another one. I think you have to take Brees or CJ.
Well, now he has the 101 and 102, so he can go Bijan and Bryce or CJ. Yeah.
I mean, maybe you can do that, but
yeah.
Maybe
I don't know. I'm probably going Dak there though, man.
Maybe trade back. Maybe try and get the 103, and then go both quarterbacks hypothetically.
Depends,
if you had the opportunity, let me ask you a question really quick. If you had an opportunity to have both CJ and Bryce, would you take that over Bijan? Have both of them on your team?
I'd rather just go Bijan and Bryce.
That's fair. All right.
I don't want to overcomplicate it. I think I'd rather just go Bijan and Bryce because I just have so much faith in Bijan.
That's fair.
Albino Samoan says, I got B-Rob. Only running back I own that's worth anything is Najee, and I have the 1-8 and 110 still. Okay. He's telling us our wide receiver, so he's good there. Let me know what you think. Okay, so B-Rob, the 206 for the 111 and the 311. Okay.
I got B-Rob. I think that's too much for Brian Robinson.
I agree.
That you gave up. I mean, giving up a first-round pick for Brian Robinson, the 111, like Zach was saying.
So it kind of sets it off, but I am not a Brian Robinson guy. I don't see the value long-term, so I would take the 111 here and hope that an Addison falls to me a one of those quarterbacks or draft one of these running backs that I love, like Charbonnet or...
Yeah, it could be Kayshon Boutte.
That could be Boutte falling to, yeah.
It can be so much here at the 111. It can be even a running back if they get good draft capital.
And the 206 is good. But I think the 206 is where you start to ask questions like, okay, now I'm not 100% sure, but I will take this guy that I love.
Yeah.
Whereas like the 201 to the 205 feels like you can get one of those sleeper running backs.
Right.
I got to go picks. You got to go picks too, I assume.
100%.
12-team Superflex. All right, this is a big deal. Jamar Chase, Jameson Williams. On the other side, George Pickens, the 102, the 109.
Wow.
Haskins and Jones.
Wow.
That's a pretty huge trade, actually. I mean, if you look at that, as far as let's put names to it, Addison could be the 109. That's realistic. So that could be Jordan Addison. The 102 could be Bryce Young, Pickens. But then you have Chase, who's, he's obviously worth more than the 101 this year.
Then you have Chase and then the 109. I mean, we've seen Quentin fall to the 109. We've seen, I'm not saying he's going to go there, but I mean...
But we have seen it, yeah.
We have seen it. I'm actually really happy with this. I know Zay Jones and Hassan are kind of throwing pieces.
Yeah, I don't care about them.
But I think George Pickens takes the next step next year. I think the 102 can be Bryce or CJ, which he is saying this is a 12-team super flex. And then the 109, I'll be really happy with someone like a Jordan Addison, like a Kayshon Boutte. I think I'm taking the George Pickens, the 102 and the 109. Not that I don't have anything against Jamar Chase and Jameson Williams, but I think I can get a quarterback, another wide receiver, probably maybe not as good as a Jameson Williams right now, but we also have a George Pickens who was your wide receiver too on last year's class. So I feel really confident with that George Pickens 102 and the 109.
Yeah, just to clarify, we do pre-draft analysis and evaluations on players, and then we do post-draft, and we
Correct.
If draft capital is not there, we kind of have to change things up. So Pickens, based off of film, was my wide receiver 2, but that did change after the draft. But yeah, I'm a huge Pickens guy. I like this. I'm a huge Jameson Williams guy though. I like him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty even. Honestly, I think this is a very even trade. And I think I have to go the picks. I think I got to go the picks.
Yeah.
That's close, man. That's close. That's tough. But this is what it's going to cost to get Chase, man.
It is.
I don't know. That's close. Have 423 first and 424 first. Trimmed the fat on my roster last year. Got the 101, 102, 103, and 108 left. Pushing my chips into the middle to get my team's bona fide wide receiver 1. Okay, so he's moved to 109 and 25 first for A.J. Brown.
I think that's okay.
That's fine.
Because you especially have so much draft capital. 101, 102, 103, 108. And you traded, I'm assuming, the latest first-round draft pick you have at the 109. I'm okay with that.
I'm definitely okay with it as well. And I assume that 25 first is his. And if he has all these picks, he's probably competing in 2025. So I'm not sure why someone would be interested in trading 2 late firsts, is what it seems like it's going to be.
And this is apparently a
AJ
10-team super flex. So
10-team. I mean, yeah, in that scenario, you would probably pay even more for a guy like AJ Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Anubis says, I received the Rodgers side, 12-team Superflex start 9, plus defense. Oh, gosh. Okay, plus defense and kicker. I already own the 101 to the 103. Plan on competing in 24. First year Dynasty League where most teams don't value picks yet. Okay, so Tony Pollard, Trey Lance, the 111, 24 first. We don't know where that's going to be. Then Aaron Rodgers, the 104, the 105, the 202, and a 24 second. This is interesting. I mean, I think this is pretty even value. I think we have concerns with the players on the top. I don't want to speak for you, but Trey Lance, I was a huge Trey Lance guy last year. We just don't know what's going to happen. Will he be the starter next year? Will he be traded? Will he be the same player after that injury? Will he still have that upside? I'm not saying that he won't, but he hasn't established himself yet. And then Pollard's a free agent, and the Cowboys need to figure out what to do with Zeke. They don't have much cap room. And then these firsts could be potentially late. And you're looking at probably JSN at the 104, the 105, Gibbs or Anthony Richardson, or, pick your poison there.
And I think that's what's so hard because we don't know what's going to happen with both of these quarterbacks. We don't know what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers if he's going to come back, and then Trey Lance if he's going to, like Zach said, the starter, backup, whatever the case may be, or traded. So I'm probably going to go with the picks overall, in my opinion, because if hypothetically Aaron Rodgers retires and you trade away Trey Lance, then that can be Anthony Richardson. That can be Will Levis. Are you going to like it? Probably not. But that means you might have to be in a quarter. You might have to look for a quarterback. And then at the 105, you can get, once again, a JSN, Jahmyr Gibbs, Quentin Johnson, whatever the case may be. I think you kind of help yourself a little bit. And you give yourself a risk, but you still have the 104 and the 105.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with the other side.
The part of the trade I don't like is the Rodgers part because we have no idea. We have no idea what's going on, and it feels like every year it's like this constant, like what's happening with him.
Yeah.
And if you think about it this way, Trey Lance, you can essentially replace him. I'm not saying a perfect swap, but with a similar prospect in a Levis or a Richardson, either at the 104 or the 105. Right. And I think if you think about it from that perspective, then it gives you more freedom to say, okay, I can still get a though I don't think those prospects are as good as Trey Lance, just to clarify. I think Trey Lance is a much better prospect than them, but you at least give give yourself a chance at one of those mobile quarterbacks who could end up being like a top 8 guy in Dynasty if they end up developing with a huge rushing force. So I'll take the picks, but I wish I could change Rodgers to so many different things. It doesn't have to be quarterback. I would have taken like a wide receiver 2 in Dynasty, a good tight end. I don't want the Rodgers side of it.
Yeah. I mean, look, you can kind of save if Aaron Rodgers was guaranteed to come back next year, I think we'll be having a little bit different conversation. We're not in love with it, but at least you have another year secured.
Maybe you can sell Aaron Rodgers because you said people don't value picks. Hey, Aaron Rodgers are like the 201, 202, easily early second, right? I mean, he has a 202. let's say Aaron Rodgers in like the 206, 204. I think I'm taking the 204.
Yeah, 204 feels comfortable.
Okay. 10-team Superflex, half PPR, start 10. I have a good young team, lost in the championship this year. Have no first-round pick currently. Thinking I might go for this. I like Booty with the 107, assuming he is there. What do you think? Okay, so Jameson Williams at the 107 for Higgins. I mean, look, I love T. Higgins. I'm a huge T. Higgins guy. But, yeah, you take the 107 and Jameson Williams here.
Yeah, I like this. I like this trade as well. I mean, we saw Jameson Williams hasn't missed a step. I mean, we saw at the end against the Packers as well. Yeah. Go watch that play. My guy was still burning people, even with that torn ACL. And the 107 right here, I mean, sheesh.
Yeah.
Feels good.
I'll take that. I mean, I'm a big T guy, but you got to take – you can maybe get Jameson Williams and Quentin. You can maybe get Jameson Williams and Addison or Boutte or,
so much.
Pick your poison there. All right, last one. Winners pick Pete says, I got Waddle in the second. I now have Tua Waddle stack. I wanted to move off Terry, though, to be honest, and no first in 23 now. Okay, so he sends the 107 and Terry for Waddle in a second. This is pretty even. I mean, look at the 107. If you somehow land a JSN or a Quentin, it's maybe a different story because you can't get a Terry caliber player. I think if that's like mid-second round,
right?
But I'll take Waddle here overall. Yeah. I'll pay you the premium for Waddle.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I was looking for. I take Waddle with the premium, especially with having the Waddle to its stack. I really like. But Terry is good, but quarterback's in question.
Sure, yeah. All right, guys, that is it for today. Again, if you would like to have your trades considered, join our Discord with the link in the description. Post your screenshots in there with context, and we will consider it every time we do the show. So all love, drop a like, subscribe if you like Dynasty content. We'll see you in the next one.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/FantasyLandFam.